But the call to bring Jimmy back, and it was last week at this exact time. And I thought it was really interesting when it came out that they went to the leadership council of the team. And you know a lot of these guys being a captain of this team, and you know the leaders on the team. So your thoughts on, John going to the leadership council and Kyle and ultimately the players saying yay to bring Jimmy Garoppolo back. Just what are your thoughts? Trey's the starter, but now you have the best backup quarterback in football. Would you have done that, Joe?
Yeah, you do. Honestly, it's going to be an interesting situation. I think looking at it from the outside, if everything goes well, it's obviously the best situation they could have, but that's saying that Trey goes out there and plays really well, first couple of weeks. But the thing that I'm worried about is that he is a first-time starter in the NFL. He's going to have his, rookie mistakes. He's going to have some situations that don't look that great. And what I worry about with the team this year is if he goes out there and doesn't perform perfectly, are the guys in that locker room all of a sudden going to be like, hey, we have a team that's built right now to win, and we have a quarterback that has taken us to where we want to be. And Jimmy, we've gone to the Super Bowl with him. We've gone to an NFC Championship last year with him. Why are we kind of waiting to see and find out and waiting for development? I personally believe that Trey is going to do really well this year. I believe that the dimension that he brings to this offense is going to open it up, and I think Kyle's kind of been waiting for that deep threat down the field, quarterback threat that Trey brings. And I think that's going to open up a lot of stuff underneath, and I think he's going to develop an offensive game plan that's going to be completely different than what we saw with Jimmy. But that being said, there's going to be a couple games, I think, that he's going to have a couple decisions and a couple interceptions that are not going to be that great. And that's where I think you go back and you look at the roster and how it's been built, and they're George Kittle, Eric Armstead, Jimmy Ward, guys like that have been around, and they can keep that locker room together. And I think that, from my perspective, is something to keep an eye on this year.
It's not like having a typical Colt McCoy is the backup in Arizona, and there's no question about it. Jimmy has taken this team places, and you just explained how good this team is, and you don't want to waste a year, especially when you're this good. So if he doesn't play up to those standards, do you think the leash is shorter than it would have been if it was a Sudfeld or we know Purdy's in there, but does he get a shorter leash because it's Jimmy back there now?
See, that's the thing. That's the element that we're going to be watching this whole entire year because, if it was Sudfeld, if it was Purdy, then, the leash is very long, and you're going to kind of just know that, hey, Trey's going to be out there and there's going to be some development, and he's going to have to learn on the fly. And with Jimmy coming back, you know what you have. But I think also you trade 3 first-round picks, you've linked yourself to the future of him, and you linked yourself as a coach and a general manager to his development and future. I think that you now go with Trey and you deal with it, and you just know that, hey, if there's an injury or if there's something that is unforeseen that goes on, we have a game plan in place that we're going to have a guy that can win us games. But I don't think going forward that you're ever going to think of, hey, Trey's not playing really well, so let's go with Jimmy, because that's going to mess his confidence up.
Yeah.